Good afternoon. This is Steve Koudelka, head coach at University of Lynchburg. We are going to do our coaches hour today, a little bit later than normal. Everyone had several things going on today, so we thought we'd still do it and do it a little bit later in the afternoon. But we have a great guest today. One of the great young assistant coaches out there, Dave Alyanakian, who is the assistant coach at Franklin and Marshall. Dave has done an incredible job there, and they've had one of the more potent offenses in Division III with some outstanding talent at the attack position and the midfield position. They've made it to several NCAA tournaments in the last couple of years, and also competed and won the Centennial Championship several years ago. So we'll turn the reins over. Dave is going to talk to you today about tacking the shutoff. They've had, like I said, some really special attackmen, and sometimes they've seen teams shut their number one attackman off, and how you combat that. And it's a little unique, but I'm sure it happens a lot at the high school level. It certainly happens a lot at the Division III level. There's a lot of the top teams that utilize that defensive strategy. And so hopefully you'll learn a lot today. And Dave, welcome, and thanks for being here today. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. It's really awesome to do this because it's a weird time for everyone, but we're kind of working through it, and this kind of gives you something to do, and you go back and watch some old games, and it's really been awesome to kind of check that out again. First want to thank Coach Koudelka, who coached me at Lynchburg, and I never got to coach under him, or haven't yet, but if you didn't know what was expected of you when you were there, you weren't paying attention. And Coach Cav, who I've worked with the past 4.5 years, who also taught me a ton about what to do, and offense, and kind of different view than maybe what I've had in the past. So other guys, Coach Brzezinski, who was my coach for 3 years at Lynchburg, now my roommate, and probably the guy to talk about lacrosse with the most now. He's awesome to be bounce ideas off of, or just talk about anything going on in your team. Guys like Dylan Huff, John Lombardo, Kyle McGuire, just having you guys kind of be colleagues with me, where you get me through the summers. Kind of have some guy hanging on the sideline as you're watching, the same team play for the third straight week. It's nice to have, a big community of Lynchburg guys who either played before you, or played after you, or played with you, which has been awesome. And also Coach Max Soberlake, who's at BU right now. He was my first offensive coordinator at Lynchburg. His first coaching job, and it's pretty cool seeing him go from Lynchburg to Bowdoin to BU, and he's another guy you use a lot. Asking about goalies and how to recruit them, and it's just nice. It's nice to have a big community of Lynchburg guys that we share this job with. Then we get into kind of what, and like the coach said, it's a little different, unique to what I'm talking about today, and mostly I kind of got this idea because we asked about topics we can go about, and we just had played WNL. And they shot us for 60 minutes. And it was kind of something we thought was going to happen, so we prepared for it. We talked a lot in the office for 2 days before that game about what we should do and how we should handle it. And I thought we did a pretty good job that day. And in general, we have a philosophy behind how we want to attack it. So I thought this was something I could kind of share. It's still fresh in my mind. And it's kind of why I decided to pick it. I know it's a little different, but that's why I went with it. So I'm going to share my screen right now. So, like you said, this is us attacking the shutoff, and we got 5 big things we talk about. 1, communication. And I'll go in more little depth for each one. Run your offense. Use the shutoff against the defense. Rely on the principles you coach every day, and then find a way to make an impact regardless of the shutoff. So communication. First off, that's pretty simple. When a team is shutting off, they're chunking it up, and that means you got to know who's getting shut, what they're getting shut with, a long pole or a short stick, what we're going to get into, and we got to make sure everyone knows it, and then we're getting it fast. So the examples I'm going to show, Kevin Mollahan was being shut by a short stick, so he had to tell everyone, get shut by a short stick, and that means we're going to 13 splits. Say it loud, get into what you're doing fast. With the new shot clock, I timed all our possessions last year, and on average we had 40 seconds of offense for in general. That was our average time of possession. So it's in general, teams have 55 seconds of real offense. So you can't waste too much time talking about who's shut, what's shut, or what you're going to get into. So you got to move quickly. You got to be. Second thing is for us is run your offense. The defense you're playing against is making a bet that by going 5v5, they're better. They have a better chance of going 6v6, and that's either for one possession or for 60 or all the possessions for 60 minutes or 60 seconds. They're making a bet that what they're doing, this is going to be better than just going the regular defense. So, I think you talk a lot, and I know at Lynchburg we talk about this all the time, and the F&M we do now is you got to dictate what you're doing. You can't let the defense win on that. So if you just give in, like, all right, we'll just go 5v5, and I think a big thing for us changed in 2018, watching Cornell play Brown with Jeff Teat, and they shut Jeff Teat, and Cornell just pulled him out of the offense, and for 60 minutes they did that, and Cornell was not better at offense 5v5 than they were at 6v6 with him. So you got to still run what you can run. And also, you run 6v6 offense a lot of practice. You might run 5v5s, but you don't run it 5v5s without your best player a lot of the time. So run what you practice a lot. A lot of people say, do what you do a lot. Whatever you do a lot, do it well. I kind of also look at it like whatever you do well, do a lot. And we're good at 6v6 offense. I don't know if we're great at 5v5 offense. Like, teams, some of the other teams you play, some SCAC teams you play, they're probably really good in that 5v5 situation. I don't know if we are. And in general, our offenses kind of help us with this. So we always have an offense ready to go against a shutoff because our regular offenses kind of tend itself to be very similar to what we do. Third point, use what they're doing against them. Put them in spots where they have to make a really difficult decision. So whether that's on a pick, a big little, sitting along the crease, whatever that is, like test how much they actually work on those situations in practice. So if you put a shut guy in a big little, they already have rules for how they play picks, and now another rule is he's shut. So make him make a tough decision. Put him on the crease. If now you change their whole side package, which is something we talked about already at F&M a lot, and now they're just kind of letting us do that. And again, I think it's one of those things where a coach will just say, oh, we'll just go open here, or we'll go, declare 2 away, whatever it is. But I don't know how much they actually work on going open with a guy on the crease. That's kind of a weird situation, and it kind of makes them, have to communicate more and make quicker decisions with the things they're not used to doing. And then last part is, if you're going shut for, I think this is kind of more about the 60-minute shut or shut for a full half, is they're basically usually it's your second team midi is going to shut that player. So if I told you for a game, hey, their second team midi is going to shut out your 4-time All-American attackman for 1 goal, 1 assist, that's not great for you, even though it doesn't give you the full context of it. But if you think about it, then it's like, okay, so 1-on-1, they kind of get the bump everywhere else. So it's like their best defenseman now covers your second best attackman, and so on and so forth. So then it's like 1v1 kind of goes in their favor. And we could talk about all the offenses in the world, and I think we kind of all understand that this game is kind of a 1v1 game at times. You got to win your 1-on-1 matchup, and the more you do that, the better you're going to be. So even if you're still better than them in all those 5 spots, you're still giving them a little more advantage. That's you just want to try to avoid that. Fourth thing, I think what 5v5 or what shutoff does, it kind of shines a light on what you practice every day. Because it's like you said, like you want to run your offense, but they're going to be they might jump in and out of it, whatever it may be. But you're going to see when we play WNL, it's a cold day on a windy field. Communication isn't great, can't hear a lot. So our guys got to fall back on what they're taught and their principles and not the plays we have. And that's and it really shows up. So whatever you coach every day, we can hammer out every day, that's going to show up. So some things we talk about a lot at F&M is, get the ball out of your stick. Every drill we do is predicated on getting the ball out of your stick quickly. Where we go 6v6, we start out with the 4-second rule. We don't want guys to the ball in their stick more than 4 seconds. Spacing, off ball. Don't let one guy play 2 off ball. Make sure you have to make them your space so you're always dangerous and you're always helping the ball. Body language. So this is so body language all falls. So your stick up, are your feet set? Are you ready to catch and shoot? So how you're going to directly involve the play, that's catching and shooting, or indirectly. Where I kind of got this from, I was reading an article this summer about the shooters in NBA who affect defenses the most, and it's actually guys who just shoot the most, not are actually the best shooters, and really that's because the defense reacts to guys who look like they're ready to shoot. The more guys you have look like they're ready to shoot, the better your spacing is going to be, the more dangerous you are. Helping the ball adjacent. So we have our pick, our slips, our mirrors, which we call 11s, which is just, you mirror the guy dodging. Then we have fade and our drifts and our cuts. And you'll see throughout these clips kind of like how that affects each other and when the right time to do each of them is. Find the numbers. We don't stop 6v6 a lot at F&M. We kind of let our guys play because of the offense we have. We just kind of got to let them go. But Coach Cav will, whistle and stop and show you like, hey, if we get the ball here, we got 3v2. So our guys, that's kind of always in our mind is where's the 3v2, where's the 4-on-3, where's the 2v1? Find that in the offense. So if we drew the guy, get out your stick, get the ball in the numbers. And everything else we're doing with your dodging, shooting, passing, have a purpose of what you're doing. When you cut, understand how that affects the defense and how they're going to react to that and what you're doing to help everyone else. When you're dodging, don't just dodge because you want to dodge. Dodge understanding how it's affecting the other guys. So have a purpose in everything you do. And the last one is, this is kind of more of a player-centric idea, but you'll see in this, the guy getting shot's probably one of your best players, either second or first best player. He can't just accept that he's shut and then give in and not make a difference in that game. If he just takes himself out of the game mentally, that's a huge win for the defense and what probably they're going for in general. And also they can't just get the ball and then just go at it and just think that now it's my time to turn the ball over or shoot because you're hurting the defense that way or you're hurting your offense that way. And then find other ways that you can get the ball back, make an impact, score a goal, where it's riding, set picks, moving off ball. And you'll see, so I'm going to go through these clips, and I kind of want to go through not a full game, but a lot of clips from the same game and kind of see how our offense kind of grew into it. And you'll see the guy getting shut, the effect that he still has on the game by doing all these things that I'm talking about. So, all right. Like I said, the first a good amount of clips are all just from our WNL game this past season. Going into it, we had about 6 days, and we kind of figured that we had 2 days, and we figured that they were going to go shut. So we had time to prepare and kind of get an idea of what we wanted to do. You guys see that? No. So it's our first possession of the game. You can kind of see that they jump right into it, and we're still our communication. We're trying to talk through it. Trying to get into our big little behind. You can see Coach Cap on the sideline there, tell him where to get the ball.
Dave, we can't see that screen right now.
Oh, you can't?
We're still on the PowerPoint.
You see it now?
No.
Coach, my bad. I didn't know you had to switch. You see it now?
There you go. We're good.
My bad. My fault.
Good.
All right, so this is our first possession as WNL this year. Like we said, we figured they were going to go shut. They do it right off the bat. You can see the shorty go right to Kevin Mollahan, who, just some context of the game. Kevin scored a lot of goals against them in the past 3 years. So we figured that was going to happen. They shut him in the second half in 2019. You see it's cold, windy day. If you've ever been to Shattuck Stadium, it's colder and windier than your usual stadium. We finally get in it, and not great view, but we're going big little here. Kevin needs to slip earlier, but up top our spacing's okay. But still, we kind of get, had a great two-man game there. So Kevin gets a short stick. He goes at it. Spacing up top's okay. I think 21 can kind of come down a little bit. But I think Coach Childs talked about playing WNL. They like to chase cutters, and we knew that coming in. So we said the looks are probably going to be up top, through or skip first. So he kind of throws it off. Overall, it's not a great possession right now. So we're about 25 seconds left on the shot clock. And here's when the principals come out. So he's just going at this. 21 needs to cut through or mirror for him. He's too far over to drift, and it settles for about a 13-yard shot on the run, which is not something we ever go for or teach at F&N. It's our second possession. The same thing. So we do a better job of getting into it a little quicker. Same thing. Kevin needs to slip here. We knew they were going to try to blast. So if he slips, it's hard for him to get that blast. So finally he slips, and then Keating gets upfield. He does a good job of getting inside rolling him. And I think Coach Brzezinski talked about, we get one of our best players in space. He's coming upfield. 33 gets a stick in front. That's what he's trying to do. And then Luke waits for that. Gets a push. So now this is where we talked about you can't force it, and you got to end spacing. So Kevin takes it to the sideline here. He has a shorty. 21 needs to get over a little more. Keating needs to get, or 22 needs to get to GLE here, have better position, but also, and it's something we always try to teach with him, but Kevin's going. And, he gets to 8 yards, but we could probably get a better shot than that. And that's kind of what we talked about. You can't just start forcing things because you're frustrated when you're shut off. Now we go to a different look here. So instead of going big little, we put him on the crease, and we went big little up top with 22. You can see he's kind of moving around. This is our second line also. So right here, he's on the crease. John Lombardo's trying to get in. So he's on the crease there, and you'll see what really makes their slide package. It's difficult for them, and they got a good check here on 22. So 14, again, he needs to slip early. We talked about that. If they're blasting pick, you got to slip early. But if he doesn't, if Keating can run through this with the ball, as you can see there's not a lot of guys that, he's getting the 5 yards there and getting a shot off. Because he's got to come. That's a long slide. They weren't really talking. They got to get checked. But we kind of got to, that's what we want. This is the we're still center first quarter here. You can see, how much a shutoff can kind of throw you through a loop, even if you prepare for it. So we're still just trying to get in the flow. Not in a great one. Even here, 16 good hard dodge, 12 does a good job mirroring, and we get everything we want. But we don't step away and make a good pass. So right now we are just struggling offensively to do the little things right, getting letting them get last checks, not making good passes, and we still have not gotten a great shot off yet. So we're trying to go our 13 splits again here. They push out 21. Good, he's very good at that dodge. Good time to go. And I'll show you that now because in about 3 clips later, it makes a lot more sense. So we talked about, up to this point, we haven't scored a goal. We probably had one okay shot. We're not catching the ball, not doing a lot of, not doing the little things right. But then we kind of get going here. So we got a break. Tull makes a nice play. Great save by their goalie. So right here, Kevin Milehands had the ball 1 second for one time, forced it. Wasn't a great play. And now he has a chance to get a ground ball, take a check, make a play. Probably forces a little bit. Tull makes a nice catch, gets us going. And I think Dylan talked about this with zone, is you got to find ways to kind of get the offense going. And I think this really is a good example of Kevin Milehan making something happen when he was shut and getting our offense going, still being a leader for us. So then the very next possession, we got a D mid going to O mid right here, so he's got to get the ball out of his stick. Takes have better options than that, but we're right near our big little. and you're going to see everything we were kind of talking about. They do a good job of it here. Kevin slips early. Not yet. Slips early. We get the switch. He gets out of there, and now we have good spacing off ball. We got our best player on our short stick behind. They're low and getting ready to slide early. 21 is good body language up top, ready to go. Steps in, and now we're starting to roll here. And it's kind of all just started. We got a little more comfortable as the more we're playing, and have Milehan pick up a tough ground ball for us. Should not have been in there. Sorry. So the same way, in the zone, against the zone, you kind of want to get in before they can actually get into it. We do a good job here, just kind of making plays, in the gray area, playing a little faster than they are. And again, it helps us get going. The second quarter. So like I said, showed 21 dodging on that low wing before and getting a good shot off. Here we put Kevin on the crease, change the slide package. You can see, I played this twice. We get a really good goal here. And if you can see, they kind of, these slides are so long for 32 and 34 for WNL that it kind of telegraphs 21 where to go with the ball. He's got to come all the way across. He's got to come all the way down, and we're wide open at about 11 yards. Just all we do is put Kevin on the crease there, and they had to come all the way across, come down, and it's really an easy look for, a freshman midi for us. There we go. Coming out of the box, we're going to go a little early here. Kevin goes right to the crease. Get a good rollback here. And right now, we're taking, he's not a lefty, but we got a lot of good options right here. And the 24 ends up going all the way across because Kevin's on the crease. They might have, I don't know if they communicated or not, couldn't hear. But I don't think in any defense you want the slide coming from the furthest guy away. Get a good look. Get a full reset. We're still playing the same possession. So here, starting out, Kevin's back on the crease, and we talked about, taking the space that they're giving you. So Kevin's on the crease. 4 really just makes a great cut here. This is all 4 just kind of, taking his guy and kind of, cutting when he's not looking. But if you watch Milehan, just a little movement here, just vacates the crease. He's wide open. And again, I think it's just a communication thing. Like, I don't know how much you actually practice with a guy on the crease who's shut. He's wide open, and we're able to dink it. Still shut. Now we're going to go. So it's our second line. And this is what I talked about. This is a good example of the matchups. We got a lot of guys like 28 who's the second line midi for us. He's now dodging a pole. He's never dodged a college pole ever. And you can just see where it really slows him up. And he's not doing a great job. I think we kind of struggle with possession because the 3 middies are kind of scared to kind of carry the ball. Again, Milehan's kind of forcing that because he gets a shorty, gets the ball, and he's going. If you ever watch Vin Curran play lacrosse, him and Vin have very similar dodging styles where they're just dodging. They're going at it. Do a good job. I said, keeping Kevin on the crease, we're having some success with that. And this, again, same thing our second line's in. They're not too confident right now with who they're going against. And you can just see it. It's clear as day. So we try to get the ball back to 22 here. Oh. It stays with us. Yeah, so then we go big little up top with 22 and 34. Again, good slip by Kevin. Coming down. Hey, we'll take that shot. Need backup, don't get it. Now here's where we talk about, again, how can you make an impact when you're getting shut and you haven't had the ball? And this next clip, the same. So now they're clearing just off that shot. Kevin, right in this guy's grill, stands him up, turns him over, gets the ball back, breaks his stick, actually. And we get a nice goal off a ride. Kevin actually, 34, Kevin Alyanakian, he actually ended the season in the 4 games we had. He led our team in calls, turnovers, and ground balls as a 4-time All-American attackman, which I think is pretty cool because it's kind of like he rode hard. And he could have broken the centennial record for goals in career this game. He was 2 away, but he didn't let the frustration of getting shut off kind of affect the way how hard he played that entire day, which is, I thought what was probably his best game he ever played at F&M, even though he had 1 goal, 1 assist. Still in the same half. So we're trying to go, and the communication was really hard at this end. They couldn't hear anything from the bench. But you see, we don't do a great job. 21 doesn't do a great job of spacing here. He's got to keep following his guy. He's got all the room in the world there to come over. Don't get a great look because he's not, the principles we talk about, he doesn't follow them there. So, this is just us playing a little faster. We're not letting them getting the shut off. They pretty much still shut them off in transition. So we're running faster to the subbing box right now, and we get an easy one. And you see how far they're playing them off there. All right, here. So now they changed it a little bit. So now they're just shutting both our short sticks. So usually in this, we go big little up top and behind, and you can see all the space we have now. So now we're going to try to run Keating 22 through X off the pick. He plays that, good spacing on the crease. And you can see him. He's got all the space. We'll take that all day. He gets to just kind of dice his guy up with a lot of space near the goal. Putting them in tough spots where they got to make a decision. Do I go? Am I still shut? Kind of just more confusion than regular. Same thing. Just playing faster. Now here, WNL made it 10-3 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And so, still 7-goal lead's pretty good, but, I think a 5-goal lead, 5 goals going in the fourth quarter, that's doable. And like I said, Kevin Alyanakian was shut all game, still finding ways to make plays for us, and could, like I said, he can break the record. He ties the record for goals centennial career right here, but he still does things right. Catches it, gets upfield, takes the check, finishes it, makes it 11-3, and then we score on the following man up. Pretty much put the game away, 12-3 going in the fourth quarter. So they're still junking it up a good amount. So now they're just shutting both short sticks, and we go big little with 4 and 22 behind. Really good job of slipping early here. They're all confused about where to go. You can just see 5. He doesn't know the exact rules he's being, and it's probably just the thing they don't practice a ton. So we get wide open shot, doesn't finish. Again, Kevin Alyanakian, another ground ball. Okay, probably not a great shot. You got a full 80 left. So, and this is when you talk about just playing on your principles. I think right now we're, we can't. It's really like we're echoing from the sideline, and they can't hear anything because it was so windy. So our guys are just playing lacrosse right now, and we kind of got to just figure out what we're doing and how we're doing it, and do a pretty good job here. I think we force it. We're trying to run some clock here. Not a great spacing again. Not great. He's probably not a great pass, but again, 34, tough ground ball, picks it up, gets it out of his stick. He run the clock. They shut him again. Great job at 16. It's a little, flyby, and then we finally were able to score here. By relying on our principles, and 34 is still making a tough play. It's right there, and that kind of just, again, we're just icing the game away here. But he really changed. He changed a lot for us. Just being tougher than they are at times. This is So this is one of the last clips in the game. This is actually so they're actually shutting 22 here, and he goes right into a slip. He's probably our best guy on 2-man because he just knows how to feel it, knows when to slip, and he again up top, he can be in a little more, kind of get everything we want there. Just got to catch and throw. And this is 2019 against WNL. This is in the second half, so we weren't as prepared for this. They kind of just threw this on us, and then this is really our guys kind of just playing out of it and making it kind of work better than we probably coached it. And we're just letting our, putting the ball in our best players' hands and kind of letting them work. So go big little, get the switch, and watch. And I show this one because Kevin goes to the crease, and I remember this sitting on the sideline, and 26 is yelling, who's my two? Who's my two? I'm going. And no one says anything. Kevin's just right there. His man's shut. And they're just kind of confused about where to go from. You watch the whole play. We really just get Keating another extra yard or two. He's able to stick it. And I think anything we're doing, and it's really cool listening to Coach Childs talk 2 weeks ago because, admired how York plays offense for a while. And everything we do, and I did at Lynchburg, you just want to get your best players like 2 extra yards. And if you're doing that, you're probably going to be in a good spot. That's really all we do there, is get Keating an extra yard or 2, and he's able to finish it for us. So here, next possession, still shut. We run big little behind, going to run him through. So you watch 7 here. Is they don't blast this. He's got to go around it. Right here, we're getting everything we want. We got cuts up top, filling the gap. 26 is a little slow to go. And Keating makes a great play again. He probably needs to pass this because he's asking himself to do a lot here. But still, we kind of get everything we want here. And this is the So we're not shut right now. Right off the outline here, they go into it, and this is about the communication, getting to it fast, being loud about it. 33, Tuck McBride was a senior for us last year. Not the strongest, fastest, or best shooter, but really, really smart. And he goes right into it. He knows we're going right in 13 splits off the outline. And doesn't even really set a pick, just brings his guy back there. And number one's not exactly sure what he should be doing. And we got 3 guys coming. He fades, and we get a good look, and kind of ices the game for us. So one more time, just all the way through. Right into it, just brings his guy to it, and now they're kind of all confused about where they're going, who's going. He's able to stick it. And the last clip I got is we got an offensive guy stuck in, and we just go, hey, let's just invert this. Let's just go at it with good spacing. And it's pretty easy. Dunk on the crease. Just all we're doing here is running past their short stick. 4 guys up top, kind of into where they should be. 12 almost screws us up for everyone, but we get a good look out of it. All right, so that's all. looking to take that. So I'm going to look to do some questions now. I'm trying to get to that. I don't know if I have any. Yeah, so that Coach, that was all the clips I had. If I have any questions, I haven't seen any. I'm looking for them right now, Joe. I don't know if I do, but I hope you're able to just see in those clips where I think playing a 2-man, you kind of got to accept that it's not going to be perfect, or playing a shutoff, it's not going to be perfect, and you kind of got to just play it out and rely on what your coach every day is going to show up. But and it's kind of, you got to be tough for a little bit. You got to have some mental toughness, and you got to work through it. And that's kind of what helps us out, and it's helped us out a lot in the past.
Awesome. Dave, I thought that was great. I think, like you said a couple of times, I mean, sometimes people, we've done this to teams as well at Lynchburg, and people have done this to us as well, where they, I think number one, it's a credit to you all having an attackman like you have with your young man. He's a fantastic player, number one. Number two, I think, high school coaches, college coaches. I mean, I think all of us are always looking sometimes, especially now the shot clock, right? Things have kind of changed. You before the ball might go out of bounds with 12 seconds left, and are you gonna try to throw a quick shut off or something like that? So I think the best thing you said at the very beginning was, what you do well, do it often. And I think these are practice moments for you guys, and kind of what you're hoping, I think, is for teams to be so well prepared, like you were in the film that you showed, that your kids felt very comfortable. Obviously, the jitters in the beginning of the game showed, yeah. and they should. It's a big game, and we all get that way. But I think it was really, really well done, and explained a lot. And I think it was very simple, and I think as coaches we like simple more times than not. So. But I think obviously you also have to have players make plays behind it, and that's what we're all talking about. We all look good as coaches when we have players. So
yeah.
But thank you, Dave, for doing this. It was awesome. It's a unique part of our game that is probably going to be used more and more as time goes on with the shot clocks, and really appreciate looking after us for doing that. We will not have another one on Thursday. We're going to come back next week. I know Coach Sinclair at Randolph College is going to talk about clearing next Tuesday, and then us at Lynchburg, we're gonna go into riding. We'll do a little riding and clearing next Tuesdays and Thursdays. Continue this to keep it going. So these have been really fun for us, I think, as coaches to prepare for, and hopefully you all learning something at home. And lastly, like I always say, we very thankful to everybody who's on the front lines of this, and we wish everybody a safe week. Hope everyone stays healthy. And we wish everyone the best. So thank you, Dave. Awesome job.
Hey, Coach.
And everybody, hope be safe, and we'll hope to see you next week. All right, have a great week. Bye-bye.